Welcome to the George Washington University Commencement Celebrations 2021. One generation to the next. With pride and purpose. Celebrating 200 years of only at GW moments. In a time like no other, communities have come together, made a difference, faced adversity with perseverance and resilience. All moments that defined us and a generation. The Columbian College of Arts and Sciences congratulates our graduates for their accomplishments, innovations, discoveries, and success. Raise high. And now, the 2021 commencement celebration for the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences. Please welcome Dean Paul Walbeck.
Hello, I'm Dean Paul Walbeck, and it gives me great pleasure to be part of this special celebration to recognize the graduates of George Washington University's Columbian College of Arts and Sciences. Congratulations to you all. This is a moment of great pride for me, and of course, a moment of tremendous significance for you. Your graduation symbolizes an important starting point, the beginning of a new chapter, the commencement of a new journey in your life. Many of you still may be figuring out what that journey looks like, and that's okay. I was conflicted about my own path after graduation. I ended up going to law school and became a staff attorney for the Illinois General Assembly. It was a great experience and opened doors to job opportunities in the state. But in considering those opportunities, I realized after much soul searching and lots of discussions with my former faculty mentor that practicing law wasn't my passion. My passion was academia. So I switched course, went back to school to pursue a PhD in political science, and the rest, as they say, is history. You too will continually do this, looking at your life choices, gathering the lessons you've learned, and reflecting on the people you've encountered and engaged along the way. What you've absorbed and experienced in both your academic and personal life will help you move forward. It will prepare you for the twists and turns in your career and changes in the world around you. I have every confidence that your breadth of knowledge as a graduate of the arts and sciences will carry you far in life. 2021 marks the year of your graduation, but it also marks the 200th anniversary of the founding of the university and Columbian College. It is a momentous year for you and for this institution, but I'm also mindful that the year has brought enormous upheaval in our lives. Similar to 2 centuries ago, today we're divided by biases, often fueled by disinformation and magnified by misunderstanding. We've experienced a pandemic, political upheaval, and the ugly ramifications of racial injustice. But there is reason for optimism and hope. Science has prevailed with the introduction of a life-saving vaccine. Our democracy, while shaken, is still standing, and racial injustice is being illuminated through 21st century technology that is providing the lens for much-needed reform. You, our bicentennial graduates, can determine what happens next. You can bridge what divides us and choose a path of positive engagement, constructive collaboration, and principled decision-making. As a Columbian College graduate, you recognize the power of diversity and the pressing need for a thoughtful and open exchange of ideas and information. You appreciate many approaches to arrive at innovative solutions that draw from a rich and vast array of knowledge. You're smart, driven, compassionate, socially conscious, demanding, and entrepreneurial. And we need you now more than ever. You are our future innovators, humanitarians, lawyers, and politicians. You are our educators, scientists, social workers, communicators, and artists. And while you're graduating into a world that's rife with conflict and complexity, it's also one that is continually evolving and ripe for change. This is your time to be thoughtful, be informed, probe, Ask questions and allow your ethical and moral compass lead you to an honest and engaged and meaningful life. Don't gauge your success by the things you accumulate or how high you climb the career ladder, but by the quality of your life and how, through small kindnesses or even grand gestures, you're moving our global society forward. You are the change makers, and this is your time. Graduates, I tip my academic hat and my CCAS baseball cap that you will soon be receiving to mark this moment, and join my colleagues in wishing you all the best. Before moving on to our keynote speaker, I'd like to recognize this year's Undergraduate Faculty Award winners. The Robert W. Kenney Prize for Innovation in Teaching of Introductory Courses goes to Diane Klein, Associate Professor of History and Classical and Ancient Near Eastern Studies, and Sylvan Guriek, Assistant Professor of Physics. The Kenney Prize is awarded to faculty members who have shown innovation, creativity, and originality in teaching an introductory course in the arts and sciences. Congratulations, Professor Klein and Guriek, on this well-deserved recognition. The next award, the Columbian Prize for Teaching and Mentoring Advanced Undergraduate Students, goes to Matthew Wilson, an Associate Professor of Theater, and Eric Seidel, Assistant Professor of Philosophy. The Columbian Prize recognizes excellence in the teaching and mentoring of advanced undergraduate students. Congratulations, Professor Wilson and Seidel, on your outstanding work in this area. It is now my privilege to introduce our keynote speaker, Columbian College alumna Marcia Reeves, who is Executive Director of KIPP Baltimore, part of a national network of college preparatory and public charter schools seeking to prepare students in educationally underserved communities with the skills and confidence needed to achieve success. We are thrilled Marcia was able to join us for this special celebration of your achievement.
Thank you, Dean Walbeck, and congratulations to the class of 2021. You are graduating from the George Washington University at an inflection point, a point where the world is changing in so many ways. We are having richer and, for many people, more uncomfortable conversations about race and the role it plays in our society, specifically in our criminal justice system. We're having a different conversation about gender and gender identity in our country. We are still in the midst of a global pandemic that has changed the way we work, learn, shop, live, and socialize. I was in a meeting of a nonprofit board, and we were discussing the tremendous work the organization had done in response to the COVID-19 pandemic in Baltimore City, where I live. A fellow board member described the leadership of the president of the organization as woman meets moment. That phrase has stuck with me over the past several months, and it's one that I hope will both resonate with and inspire you to consider how, as you leave this campus and go on to the next chapter in your life, you will meet the moment in which you find yourself. I graduated from GW more years ago than I care to admit, and I'm grateful that my education at GW prepared me to attend Harvard Law School. I went to Harvard with my sociology degree, having studied race and gender and our criminal justice system, in the firm belief that I was going to be a criminal defense attorney. You can imagine my surprise when I figured out in my third year of law school that I absolutely hated trial work. Having known no lawyers prior to attending law school, I had little idea what lawyers actually do. So I began the first part of my career at a large law firm in Washington, D.C. with no idea what I wanted to do. As it happened, I also entered the working world at an inflection point. And sitting in the office next to me was a lawyer who I was told was doing work on some internet thing. At that time, yes, it was that long ago, few people foresaw what the internet would become. But my colleague was onto something, and I was curious. Thus began my career as a lawyer focused on what later became known as fintech, or financial technology. It was this curiosity, together with a willingness to take some risk, that led me to join Bill Me Later when it was a startup as their first internal lawyer. And it paid off when we sold the company 3 years later to PayPal. That sale put me in a financial position to do the work that I do today. While I do not have a traditional background in education, the combination of my undergraduate education, including the study of societal structures like race and gender and criminal justice systems, and my legal background provided me the foundation I needed to assume a leadership role in a public charter school network and to do work that feeds my soul every day. So, what does all this have to do with you and how you think about this moment and the moments to come in your lives and your careers? There are some moments where you may feel a bit at sea. In those moments, opportunities often present themselves if you remain curious and open to new ideas. I did not know at that time that I would be part of the birth of an industry that now threads through almost every aspect of our daily lives. You cannot know the long-term implications of the societal changes we have experienced during this pandemic, but you can follow your curiosity and see where it may lead you. There are some moments to take calculated risks. Joining a startup company can be risky. There are no guarantees that the company will be successful. I have seen many more startups fail than succeed. I was confident, though, that even if the business failed, I would gain incredible experience that, when added to the foundation I already had, would allow me to get back up. There will be moments that allow you to reassess your path and chart a new course. And there are always moments, big and small, when you can consider your impact on the world. One of those moments is now, and I encourage you to consider, who are you? Who and what do you want to be? How will you meet this moment? What will be your impact? I will close by sharing something that has had a lasting impact on my life. As an undergraduate student at GW, I was the recipient of a generous scholarship given by an alumnus of the university, explicitly for the benefit of a student of color. Without this support, I am certain that my parents would have struggled to support my undergraduate education, and I cannot imagine that I could have attended Harvard Law School afterward. Understanding this impact has led me to pay it forward in my own way through annual support of GW's DC Scholarship Program that provides aid to GW students who attend public high schools in DC. It is my sincere hope that each of them and each of you find yourselves on a career path that you find as interesting and fulfilling as I have found mine. You have all the tools you need to meet this moment. I wish you much success and happiness as you chart your course.
Thank you, Marcia. It's now my pleasure to introduce our faculty speaker, Kimberly Morgan, a professor of political science and international affairs and director of the European and Eurasian Studies program.
Hello, class of 2021. Thank you so much for this honor of serving as your faculty graduation speaker. I wish so very much that I could have done this speech in person, but I am happy to have the opportunity to record this message and convey my best wishes to you and to the friends and family members who are celebrating your achievement with you today. What a year this has been. We are living history right now. Of course, history is always unfolding around us as the present inevitably becomes the past. But some moments are clearly more historical than others. When I say we are living history, I mean that we are living through dramatic and difficult times, times that will mark us in ways we can't even begin to imagine right now. All too many of us have experienced loss, and unfortunately, there's probably more loss to come. But I've also observed our remarkable capacity for adaptation and resilience. It is that resilience that gives me hope and that I'd like to speak about today. I can remember just over a year ago when the reality of the pandemic was starting to sink in, I realized it was not going to be over in a couple of months, but that all our lives were going to be profoundly shaped by it, with no endpoint in sight. I had many worries about many things, including about my students and my colleagues at GW. The GW experience is rooted in human connections. Our campus is lively and fun because our students are lively and fun. Students come to GW to be engaged, involved, and active in campus life and internships and work, and in this beautiful city of Washington, D.C. So what would happen to us when all those human interactions and engagements were no longer possible? How would GW continue to operate? What would our classes look like? Would students stay with us? And would our seniors make it to the finish line? What has been remarkable to me is how we have adapted to a reality we could not change. There are many examples of this. We stopped going out to eat, but some of us finally learned how to cook. We put on masks, and some of us found ways to turn mask wearing into a fashion statement. We said goodbye to frequent flyer miles, but our minds kept traveling through novels and Netflix. And rather than throw in the towel on work or education, we got on Zoom and just kept going. Zoom, for me, encapsulates the experience of the past year. This is simultaneously a miraculous technology and one that has driven us all crazy. I'm eternally grateful to Zoom for enabling my classes to roll forward and for me to see students and colleagues. But of course, it's a weak substitute for the real thing. Yet, with this and other technologies, we've kept our classes going and done so with relatively few complaints or difficulties, putting aside a few Zoom bombing incidents or catastrophic internet outages. I teach a very large class, the Introduction to Comparative Politics. It may be one of the largest classes we offer at GW, with 290 students, many of them freshmen. Last fall, when I was preparing to teach this class, I was seriously daunted by the prospect of moving 290 students onto Zoom. Over the course of the semester, there were admittedly some unforeseen challenges, and at times the phrase train wreck came to mind whenever I thought about the class. But I entered into dialogue with the students during the semester, and they helped me get through it. They explained to me what they were going through and what worked and didn't work about the class, and they helped me see how to adjust it. I also think that precisely because we were denied the possibility of in-person interaction, the online connections became that much more important. I often stayed after class, sometimes for as long as an hour, chatting with students and answering questions about the material. And I loved the time I spent in my online office hours, meeting students and hearing about how they were hanging in there, even finding ways to thrive. A number of the students told me at the end of the semester how many friends they had made through the class. They made this work, and to my great surprise, this was one of the most rewarding experiences of my teaching career. There has been a lot of resilience on display this past year at GW. Not only did students adapt and prove resilient, but so did the university. Faculty, staff, administrators, we all hustled, working long hours, tooling up our tech skills, navigating the world of online education, and trying to figure out how to deliver to our students the education they deserved. Of course, parents deserve a big round of applause for their adaptability to having kids at home again, everyone living and working in the same space, competing for bandwidth. Your continuing support of your son or daughter throughout this time has, of course, been a crucial ingredient to making this past year possible. But what has most impressed me is the students, how you students have soldiered through disappointments and made the best of things, and often done so with good cheer. I see our experience of the pandemic here at GW as a microcosm of the large number of adaptations we've all had to make this past year. The resilience you have shown gives me optimism about our capacity as human beings to manage the challenges that life throws at us. I hope that as you leave GW, you feel a similar sense of optimism. As we move into a post-pandemic world, hopefully sooner rather than later, we are going to need your strength and determination to help steer us through the next phases of rebuilding and rebirth. Class of 2021, I wish you the very best. Congratulations on your tremendous achievement. Be well, and I hope you'll stay in touch.
Thank you, Dr. Morgan. I'd now like to welcome our student speaker, distinguished undergraduate scholar, Ariel Santacarma, who's graduating with a BA degree in anthropology and women's gender and sexuality studies.
In 1998, Octavia Butler wrote, "All that you touch, you change. All that you change, changes you. The only lasting truth is change. I'm drawn to this quote by Butler again and again because I believe that change may be the only thing every single one of us has had to experience to get here. Some of us have chosen change. We've taken terrifying but brave steps away from what was familiar or safe to harness the possibility of a world we could do more than survive in, a world where we can thrive, where we could keep each other safe. And some of us are here today despite change, despite a transformation, a loss, or a growth so unbearable, we were afraid we would not make it here. Some of us have chosen change even when change has disappointed us, or when someone else's power over change has been weaponized against us. Even then, even when people we love die preventable and unnecessary deaths, even when the conditions around ourselves and our people are unlivable, even then, we choose to harness change. Because when change rages against us, we take care of ourselves and of each other, and then we roll up our sleeves and get to messy work, creating and resurrecting and inventing out of whatever materials we are given. So I return to Octavia Butler's words because I believe that the only thing that truly unites all of us in this digital space and time is that if you are alive to celebrate and witness this moment, you too have survived unimaginable change. Having the privilege to claim an education for myself, to graduate college, and to speak to you all after the most difficult 4 years of my life and during a global crisis is a prescient reminder of the responsibility of survival. And I think now of the poet June Jordan, who wrote, "To live means you owe something big to those whose lives are taken away from them, regardless of the tragedy, regardless of the grief, regardless of the monstrous challenge. Some of us have not died. Some of us did not die. And what shall we do, we who did not die?" Today, we celebrate ourselves. We celebrate the people who have loved us, the people who have taught us how to cultivate the tools or the words or the muscle memory to create conditions which do not necessitate so much survival, so much resilience. We celebrate the people without whom we could not or would not be here, and then we roll up our sleeves, remembering the power of we who did not die. The responsibility of survival is to harness change, to shape our future like clay into some world where we can thrive, where we can keep each other safe. Thank you.
As Dean of the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences, it's an honor and privilege to present the class of 2021. Congratulations, graduates. On behalf of the faculty and staff at the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences, we wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Shantorian, the Ariel Underwood. Alana Amsalem. Gabriela Arroyo. Grace Bautista. Sneha Bosch. Alessandra Catherine Brolin. Allison Elizabeth Campbell.
Andy Chen.
Hannah Johel Eslick. Justin Tyler Hoffman. Michael Hunter. Mackenzie Rose Kent. Caitlin Jane Kirkman. Chase Evan Kleber. Addison Bouquet Landsberg Putman. Arthur Lowenstein. Kiki Manning, Mackenzie Lee Oravec, Esperanza Marquita Ortega Tapia, Nasim Othman, Isabel Eve Pascucci, Kaylee Lynn Pham, Melissa Rose Ragland, Alexia Taylor Ross, Amari J. Savage, Alana Lily Shaw, Lara Maria Sherris, Frances Eleanor Sperling, Ethan B. Springer, Sydney Matilda Tebout, Sarah Tenure, Julia London Tokishi, Owen Vacheron, Ariel Serena Wexler, Jackson Carter Williams, Ashley Yan, Trevor Stephen Yannick, Francis Lillian Barranco, Isabella Rose DiChierio, Dora Puzo Drago, Siren Bari Anayatella, Jane Miter, Nina Malor, John Robert Muir, Vishal Nayapati, Chinelo Lane Opala, Sophie Orban, Naomi Deborah Rubin, Grace Elizabeth Sanchez, Ariel Putu Santikarma, Riley Williams, Rebecca Sage Aaron, Alexis Sue Allen, Sage Ruby Ava Hauser, Sophia M. Carroll, Anna C. Sermon, Georgia Theodora Zavos, Jordan Anger, Lee Belland, Laura Bishai, Emma Mae Blanchard, Margaret Gentry Cece, Carolyn Miller Eisenhuth, Mari Kamura Goldberg, Alyssa Jacqueline Gottlieb, Shuer Hao, Yu Zhao He, Heather Anne Marie Herbstritt, Kelly Compass, Jessica Layton, Carolyn Barrett Lee, Julia Asami Matsumoto, Dylan Tyler Minoa, Hope Ann Thompson, Louise B. Vandenberg, Alejandra Velasquez, Jordan A. Villachuya, Zijuan Shang,
Aminata Adams,
Hisang Robin Cho, Sarah Elizabeth Magelli,
KJ Min,
Ruby Africa Duncan, Isabella Maria Grimaldi, Ujwal Kumar, Catherine Claire Auerswald, Juliana M. Santafanti, Keenlyn Rachel Cordero, Giovanna Leon Delia, Emmeline Angelina Diaz, Carolyn M. Franciscuti, Elizabeth Mari Gillen, Alexis Aitana Godoy, Hannah Chloe Jacobson, Claire Laverne, Nadia Fu Olinton, Nina Marie Lapergolo, Elizabeth Ann Mattison, Mary Claire Morley Montez, Terrence Joseph New, Mary Eiler, Emily Nicole Orkin, Alejandra Paredes Marin, Ariel Jewel Pastore, Jessica Sinclair, Megan Lee Stepani, Sarah N. Hassan, Afra Hamid Alassi Al-Hatal, Ola Al-Abeidi, Abdulrahman Ali S. Al-Katani, Garib Sajir Al-Katani, Shalene Aurora, Khadija Ashraf,
Corinne Martins Augusto,
Yusuf Bade, Shaleen Shiraskumar Bhatt, Leah Cass, Patricia Eugenia Sherry Dross, Sean Sung-Soo Choi, Tyler John Challen Carroll, Francisco Alexander Sid, Beverly A. Jan, Olivia Grace Dossa, Sophia Duchin, Emily Astor Earls, Lua L. Sackett, Sing Min Un,
Connor Thomas Evans,
Nicole Sendena Ferrer, Gianni Stefano Finizio, Magan Numa Faso, Juliet Gem Ghaffari, Madison Elizabeth Gordon, Elisa Rachel Greenstein, Marcel Shaivon Guerra, Daniel S. Halstead, Catherine N. Haywood, Cameron Moreau Himes, Elisa Jane Hippolito Magasulin, Marketa Chloskova, Claudia Anna Maria Horvath Diano, Monica Lee Ruzd, Michael Alexander Hughes, Dylan Iorio, Brianna Patrice Jones, Connor Matthew Judd, Lucas Ju-An Khan, Allison Lee Kays, Ali Sultan Khan, Fareen Kiani, Sarah Kohlberg Schuler, Marie Elizabeth Komorowski, Kian Kwok, Isabella de la Gunzad, Camille Isabella Leone, Marissa Chelsea Lyles, Yejin Lim, Hong Lin, Noringa Leo Ticket, America Alejandra Lugo, Fiona Lupi Pete, Zachary Nicholas Malagianakis, Michael Charles Mancuso, Patricia Rosalie Mann, Adit Piyush Mehta, Nicholas James Miller, Jackson Scott Mingle, Jale Moadelli, Alondra Regina Morales Vision, Seamus Timothy Moran, Salah bin Naim, Marshall Allen Nakatani, Leona Neftalium, Kaihan Nijat, Lun Shan Nem, Stephanie Obi, Yura O, Allison Pagalilawan, Preksha Patel, Sumira Mehul Patel, Tulsi Patel, Avery Page Pearson, Elizabeth Rose Picard, Sonia Peregrine, Emily Jennier Peru, Connor Peters, Andrew Pletcher, Zoe Posick, Oliver Martin Probst, Brittany Quenu, Haley Quinn, Gerald V. Quinnen III, Rowby Lee Rayford, Devat Jignesh Raval, John P. Rail, Daniel Warren Robinson, Nicole M. Rolgalski, Haya Safar, Muhammad T. Salas, Patrick M. Sapinski, Madison Schoonmaker, Dhruv Sharma, Zoe Rebecca Shaw, Yu Bing Shen, Jared Haley Shields, Maximilian David Schlafstein, Carissa Elizabeth Stout, Faiza Tahir, Emily Campbell Tweed, Zarafsha Uzaman, Camila V. Villa, Abby Nicole Wallace, Jillian Rose Weber, Ellen Wood, Daryl Alexis Wright, Ziwen Shu, Quan Yuan, Sung Ho, Christian R. Longton, Daniel Thomas Piatigorsky, Nicolina Albano, Lena M. Al-Hashimi, Alexandra Kathleen Evans, Leah Chandler Garman, Anna Elizabeth Grimm, Elliot Spencer Paul Haywood, Samuel Kirby, Tali Lemkoff, Molly Marie Little, Brendan Patrick McGuire, Ali Bryn Manella, Madeline Christine Pandosh, Elliot Ramo, Trin Nu Win Tan, Tammy Wong, Jordan Weiland, Shu Changren, Yi Shen Xie, Alexander Noel Donaldson, Bo W. Gordonier, Carolyn Graves, Marguerite May Smith, Mary Grace Arnold, Caitlin Elizabeth Azevedo, Zachary Philip Blankstein, Megan Castellano, Emma Jennings Clary, Meredith Rose Duffy, Allison Bryn Fells, Jessica Feynman, Sophia Grace Gomez, Benjamin Greenberg, Ellery B. Gladstone Groff, Joseph H. Gurr, Christian Hall, Abigail Clay Harrison, Ryan Margaret Loftus, Emily Liu, Jonathan Edward Maybe, Lauren Metviner, Lena Nicole Meyerowitz, Nakila Verna Mulaga, Diara J. Newman, Eleanor Hood Palmer, Sophie Madison Panzer, Claudia Prandoni, Gabriel Puig, Sierra Mikkel Rosson, Maya Reddy, Isabel Reese Rowader, Sarah Jenny Schindler, Rona Tahan, Jacqueline Gail Walsh, Brooke Elizabeth Wassler, Brooke Meredith Whiteford, Molly Wormser, Ji Xuan Yang, Sophia Chantel Zarafopoulos, Jie Yi Zhu, Alexandra C. Lavin, Cassandra Barnhart, Greta Alexandra Brown, Isabella Gray Cassandra Newsom, Cynthia Rose Constantino, Jeremy S. Duarte, Natalie Alexandra Eckel, Juanita Nicole Elliott, Miriam Rose Galancha, Jordan Ray Hutchinson, Julia Johnson, Brandon Lang, Cameron Cooper LeBron, Annalise Nassani, Nathaniel Ray Weaver, Allison Janega, Ariel Elizabeth Austri, Maureen Ann Albero, Maya Arshad, William John Bell, Jennifer Ying Cheng, Victor Henry Chong, Aaron C. Duffy, Sabrina Elizabeth Hartmeyer, Emma Madeline Hoover, Grant Jeffrey Kinsler, Erica Faith Lane, Abia Nassim, Jackson Patrick Norris, Gina Park, Carolyn Nicole Elizabeth Pryor, Rebecca Radillo, Justin A. Rowland, Emma Vian, Rachel McLaughlin Walsh, Julia Elizabeth Yount, Thomas Gabriel Gray, Lily Nicole Aleto, Bailey Elizabeth Damiani, Grace Donovan, Jordan Elizabeth Dreisbach, Joshua Brown Erhard, Alec Wellington Esmond, Amber Olivia Gregory, Olivia Herbstritt, Kendall Julian, Olivia Suzanne Lawler, Megan Mansfield, Jackson Alexander Metzger, Catherine Grace Nohili, Catherine Patricia O'Byrne, Fayoni Corid Olusesi, Laura Sawin, Skyla Naomi Siegel, Ann Lee Sheehan, Lily P. Thatcher, Alexander J. Tong, Jana Tatunzik, Kate Twining Ward, Frank John Han Wenninger, Xiao Kwak Yang, Maria Clara Rios, Sydney Stevens, Mayung Sun Chung, Alexis Emerson, Gladney Lucille Hall, Maylin Lena Hilleman, Sulki Kim, Mary E. Langseter, Catherine Lay, Sanjaya Rose Wilson, Juan Daniel Bedoya, Jordan Emily Bauer, Eileen Joy Brown, Trevor Rowland Senaviva, Alec Duswalt, Joseph Hughes, Angela Karen Kidd, Evan Alexander Mayagenes, Krista L. Nolan, Yannick Oliver Omicton, Summer Rose Wilson, Helena Carol Blaisdell Black, Maria Del Carmen Maturana, Josie J. Perez, Aitana Marie Weig Mondahar, Christy Engel, Alexandra E. Landrum, Claire Lincoln Stone, Hyung Jun Soo, Adrian Elizabeth Thornton, Samantha Rose Benthian, Emma Caitlin Billings, Teresa Victoria Sevedanes, Drew Chung, Jacqueline Clark, Ari Seth Cohen, Chelsea Dawn Connolly, Nana Esh Evison, Isabella Marie Fazio, Andrew Brian Fletcher, Kenneth Frank, Nathan N. Garvey, Hunter Judd Greenhill, Jonathan Andrew Hallowell, Trevor Hirsch, Emma O'Callahan Hopkinson, John Michael Herback, Sam Michael Indelicato, Megan Marie Kaczmarczyk, Ryan Jean Koch, Samuel Henry Coons, Gina Wong Lee, Edward Lee, Ariana Marie Masadi, Sam Albergo Mastriani, Abigail Merker, Rachel Lauren Nelson, Alexander Esbitsky Newman, Kyle Amos Nichols, Paul Francis Nichols Jr., Elizabeth Pearson, Olivia Rose Powell, Henry LeBaron Pratt, Emily Ann Preston, Kevin James Ramsey, Alexa Page Sabarito, Ian Saville, Avani Rocio Kor Sira, Zachary Habush Sinikin, Taylor Elizabeth Scala, Jillian Lucille Starica, Christopher Reeves Surridge, Alexandra M. Tierlink, Cameron Ann Thiel, Kevin Henry Tuig, Carolyn Euling, Claire J. Vanderwood, Si Cheng Wong, Axel Liam Witt, Moss Meyer Woodbury, Hussein Salem, Claire Marie Bainlardi, Tiana Yvette Barkley, Francisco Cabrera Jr., Aria Monet Coleman, Sophia Grace Deneza, Hannah Rose Fernandez Hoffman, Trevor Stephen France, Dex Christian Frederick, Lila Beth Gaber, Arden Rose Geismar, Victoria Godjic, Alexa Gregg, Hannah Catherine Hathaway, Carolyn Ann Kahn, Jana Khalil, Caitlin Jane McGregor, Sally Shackelford Mandel, Zoe Isabel Muskowitz, Sybil Francis Natad, Grace Ann Poilucci, Athena Poulos Iliakopulo, Morgan Lindsay Richmeyer, Hannah Catherine Schaefer, Elena Beth Willard, Haven I. Williams, Brianna Elena Williams, Abigail Charlie Zola, Chin Chin Chu, Elise Maria Reese, Hannon Spillman Berg-Berceau, Dara Alexis Molotsky, Noah Shufatinsky, Sihar Ali, Greta Rochelle Batista, Kasra Alexander Eskandarian, Sophia Marie Graziani, Hao Yujing He, Madison Eugenia Hilland, Dima Kawash, Dunia Lazarek, Rachel Nicole Miller, Tyler John Minnick, Odara Onyananya, Mare Rai, Cassandra Mary Schatz, Fiona Catherine Walsh, Alan Yi Wang, Ian James Weber, Bo Tao Zhu, Rachel A. Seda, Sheng Gao, Jessica, Puyan Omadi, Afnan Sharif Ali, Tomas Alvarez, Amin Atari, Mateo Camacho, Kirsten Elise Carmody, Intisar Dewani, Frederick Charles Flores, Mina Hill Guman, Gabrielle Lauren Glasson, Rahul Grishan Grover, Alexis I. Hamano Friday, Emily M. Hanna, Allison Ray Horvath, Vanchika Jane, Imani Jami, Rhiannon Catherine Jessel, Haley Marie Jetter, Alex Job Saeed, Anna Arjun Kaji, Rika Erin Kaneshige, Tatiana Andreevna Kostov, Carolyn Carson Lathrop, Lexington Ross Lemon, Lindsay R. McLaughlin, Izana Mesfin, Lexi Page Miller, Lucinda Murray, Zula Nazir, Oyinye Okoli, Naya Osayemi, Boline Dunerv Udit, Angelina Marie Overkirk, Dhruv Kashya Patel, Prithvi Patel, Shivani Manoj Patel, Zoe Allegra Pipa, Taha S. Rana, Deepa Reddy, James Stockton Trippett,
Ben Turley,
Vanessa Vital, Casey Jane Waggett, Brendan Wu, Elisa Acosta, Michelle Adams, Camila Angelo Moncada, Olivia Lee Benson, Matthew Lewis Brummett, Rachel Ann Brzezowski, Claire Cassidy Gardner, Isabella Grace Cataldi, Lindsay M. Caton, Sydney Chamley Orton, Jamie Rebecca Cohen, Ariana Maria de la Cruz Pagan, Sophia Levy Deutsch, Janaba Zheng, Michael Ferrier, Brandon Noel Flores Lewis, Zohi Yuk Han Fu, Sabrina Christina Jampoli Kaufman, Brandon Griffin, Yushen Guo, Margot C. Hansen, Maddie Horowitz, Cersei Johnson Flenga, J.C. Kafuri,
Tae Kyun Kim,
Tess Sophia Klein, Camila Kodzi, Sierra Erlina Lang, Vanessa Cinta Lau, Kiana Lee, Madeline Loder, Ariana Luby, Lisa Lukina, Natasha S. Moini, Quinn Mario Molnar, Maria M. Montgomery, Morgan Leno, Juliana Rodriguez Alarcon, Rhea Xiaoming Rarbeck, Corrigan Patrick Salerno, Liat Sabrina Schreiber, Miles Wendell Tipton, Morgan Nicole Tomaso, Chloe Elizabeth Toole, Lily Turner, Jin Ho Yu, Sanal Chartuvardi, Sarah Crowley, Mackenzie C. Forster, Will L. Hoadley Brill, Elisa Lee Gray Jenkins, Zaina Shetta, Evan Adderley Engel, Sylvia Popoca Gonzalez, Charles J. Graham, Lisa Jane Heflin, Zoe Ann Loponzina, Mark Aurel Nault IV, Victoria Adelaide Schmidt, Noah Elan Bennett, Mia Uden, Angeline Surprise Logan, Audrey Markham, Philippe Alexis Young Melody, John Michael Murphy, Nicole Ann Parry, Kaylee Spires, Leander Wang Vergara, Donna Marie Armstrong, Ariella Michaela Batter, Hadley Kate Chittum, Dylan J. Basescu, Jose Isaac Bustamante, Michael Lawrence Chevalier, Francois Pinot, Andrew L. Ramos, Sophia I. Reynolds, Ethan F. Rooney, Stephanie Marie Carter, Stephanie Lauren Gamel, Erin Marie Harvey, Rebecca Ann Leppert, Jose Maria Salazar, Jake Adam Thompson,
Kristen Grace Mata,
Naomi Sakwar, Susan Abudaya, Samira Abdulaziz Mbahedura, Amanjad Kar Batra, KZ Kania, Kimberly Chavez, Catherine Elizabeth Dabrowski, Julia E. Fisher, Hannah Catherine Garvey, Wendy V. Herrera, Amia Lynette Chanel Jones, Emma Grace Kallenbach, Rachel Kaplan, Madison May Kushta, Kyla Marie Lamore, Angelique G. Parker, Yordanos M. Amari, Sydney Bloomfield, Kai Jayever Kanal, Brian Geo David, Danielle Ann Donnelly, Yi Chen Fan, Yaze Gao, Yue Gong, Clarice Guerin Williams, Yu Ching Huang, Patrick Anthony Juggin, Mark Allen Kessinger, Ju Han Kim, Jake Colton Lieberfarb, Daniel Lim, Zue Cheng Lu, Heather Elise McNeil,
Eloka Obi,
Jeremy Pedro Payano, Julia Lee Stover, Marcelino Armando Jose Velasquez III, Jenny Lee Liang Wolski. Gabriella Claire Dubois. Carolyn Julia Kriegstein. Jolien Andrea Lewis. Olivia Malson. Carlita Bella Izzy Raglan. Go-Yang Wang. Alyssa Bianca Rodriguez. Josephine Crittenden. Jade Gregoire. Chase Jones. Curtis Lawrence III. Jennifer Lee. Layla McCann. Nishi Mehta. Dallas Sapp. Eleanor Selden. Frederick Annabelle Truslow.
Congratulations to you all. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Congratulations, CCAS graduates. We are so proud of you and all your accomplishments. You have studied hard, you have made good friends, you have enriched our campus community. Congratulations to you. Good luck. Keep in touch. Well done.
Congratulations, class of 2021. You did it. I am so proud of each and every one of you. Your grit, your talent, your resilience. Happy celebrations.
Congratulations to the class of 2021. You have the power to change this.
Congratulations, Columbian College. You made it to the end, and it was weird and fun. And today is Dress Up Day.
Oh, congratulations, class of 2021, and an extra special congratulations to all of our chemistry majors and minors, and anyone that's taken a chemistry class for that matter. All the best for the future, and please keep in touch with us. Take care.
Congratulations to the class of 2021. Special shout out to the political science majors, public policy focus majors, and minors, the BAs, the BSs. We're proud of you all, and we look forward to seeing you do great things in the future.
乔治华盛顿大学
东亚语文系
中文部全体老师
衷心祝贺
文理学院2021届毕业生
顺利完成学业，
并祝前程似锦。
Hello, class of 2021. I just wanted to offer my congratulations and say how amazing that time has gone by so quickly and 4 years have passed so fast. So my little hippo that I have at home with me to remind me of what it was like on campus at GW, both of us are here to say raise high and the very best of luck as you move on to better things and more fun things. And please do stay in touch and let us know what you're doing with the education that you got at GW. Congratulations and raise high.
Sincere congratulations to the class of 2021 biology and neuroscience graduates. You did it!
Congratulations, lovers of wisdom. You did it. I'm very happy and proud to say that I teach at this wonderful university because of you. It is you who make it so worthwhile. All of the curiosity and existential courage you have to dedicate your lives to knowledge and how it ought to direct power in this world. And with any luck, we'll turn things around. And that gives us hope. Certainly gives me hope. So not only congratulations are in order, but thanks to you for being you.
Congratulations to the Department of Organizational Sciences and Communications graduating class of 2021. We are so proud of you.
Congratulations, graduates. Raise high.
Congratulations to the class of 2021. Best of luck to each and every one of you. You should be very proud, and I hope you're proud and that your family are proud of you. Goodbye and raise high.
Hello, I'm Stephen Smith, Chair of the Department of Economics, sending my joyful greetings to all of our graduates, our many majors, our minors, the many more of you who have taken economics courses, and to all of our new GW alums, congratulations.
Congratulations, class of 2021. We've loved having you engage us every day.
And we're especially proud of all of you who've come through and joined us in the political science department.
Congratulations, raise high.
Woo!
In the words of Maya Angelou, lift up your hearts. Each new hour holds new chances for new beginnings. Congratulations, all you new, bright, shiny art therapists. All the best.
Congratulations, class of 2021, from everyone at the biology department, especially the biology department staff.
We are proud parents of the class of 2021. Congratulations to all the students, staff, and teachers. This past year, I'm sure, has brought out the best in all of you.
Congratulations to the class of 2021.
Congratulations to all the 2021 graduates of the Corcoran School of the Arts and Design. Good luck in your future endeavors and keep in touch with us. Take care.
Congratulations, and may your life be full of broken legs, our majors and minors in theater and our MFA classical actors.
Congratulations, you made it. Remember, if you love what you do, you'll never work a single day in your life. And remember also to never stop learning.
Congratulations, class of 2021. Special shout out to my seniors in English 2511. Have a great summer and please keep in touch.
Congratulations, Forensic Psychology class of 2021.
I hope you'll remember the resilience and strength you have within you to graduate in 2021. Congratulations.
Congratulations, CCAS class of 2021. You're amazing. Raise high.
Congratulations, class of 2021, from Professor Schreiber of the English department. Take care and enjoy your future endeavors. Best of luck always.
From learning the ins and outs on Capitol Hill as a congressional intern, to sharing your knowledge and love of DC as a licensed tour guide, to promoting respectful and civil debate on important issues as leader of GWCRs during this uniquely challenging period. Thank you for bringing us along for the ride to enjoy all of your only at GW moments. Congratulations to Josh and the entire class of 2021.
SMPA class of 2021. It's your world. Blaze a trail of compassion, of mercy, and of professional excellence. Congratulations and well done.